And I am not going to preamble this very much, just as a result of me touching on this build like 3 or 4 times already. But in any case, it is going to be us building it. Building a full-sized bus. How exciting. Do you have your versions on the exhibition?
The spider one is in my current blueprints. The original, is in exhibition.
Would you be able to get them both in the exhibition? Or are you out of slots?
Let's find...
What am I? Oh, I'm just being dumb. Alright.
Yeah, I can yeet a few of these.
Like the meat grinder soup, and the Goliath soup, and the Cerberus soup, and the other Cerberus soup. You have very many of that build, don't you?
Yep. Ended up eating. Oof.
Wow.
It's probably for the best.
Yeah. To be fair, I think the Cerberus soup, the one with the connector one, that was the backpack build we had, right?
Don't know. I haven't seen them in so long.
I'm pretty sure the one with the green paint is like your green spooky luminescent paint is one of our fusion builds, so you probably want to hold on to that one.
I think most of them are fusion builds if I'm
yeah, but we didn't really... Oh, actually, hold on. The meat grinder soup is also the vertical connection one, I think. Where I had the arms as the flame build.
So I got some bad news.
What was that?
You see, I thought I was publishing and renaming the build, the wide spider build to the exhibition. But in fact, I just totally saved over it. So,
So you don't have the sideways one, eh?
Nope.
So you just have the bus one? Okay. Oh, why would that do that? Yuck. Okay, one sec.
Like, I guess, I got an extra space now, but not quite what I was wanting to do.
Yeah, can imagine. Alright, so... I guess the question is, what do you even have for... stuffs? Let's see, you have the Yokozuna. Would that be useful? Yeah, I like going fast. Yeah, why don't you use the Yokozuna? Yeah.
Okay. I'm okay.
What?
I'm good to work off the other bus build then, or?
The Yokozuna is really tall, so you might have to just make a new one, to be honest. Let's see, is it even... Yeah, it's literally, like, the cabin height just by itself is like the height of my build. But... could work. Okay, here's what I'm thinking. What is the best way to do this? Are you watching the stream? That might be the easiest way to do this, honestly.
I can do that.
So I just want to check and see if the Yokozuna does what I think it'll do for us, which is basically make me go, like, extremely fast. Because the Yokozuna caps out at, like, 93-ish kph, depending on the engine. But the Echo doesn't have the boost. It goes to, like, 79 as is. But if you had the... oh, wait, no, sorry. This is with the Hot Red, actually. So I could go faster. I could go to, like, 85, I want to say. But in any case, I'm not because I lack the energy, and the reload booster is a little bit more important in my eyes. But if you have the Yokozuna and you buff me, I should be able to go, I want to say almost 100 kph, like 90ish, 95ish.
Speedy, okay.
So if that works, that would be super fucking good, obviously. Because otherwise, like, the problem was with your Bastion, you were going to make the thing like super long, right?
Yep.
So the sideways spider, I think, was the solution around that by having this basically, well, I can't flip a cabin, but having it this way would be a lot more compact. Plus, you would have been able to fit the entire cabin or engine block or whatnot, like inside the bounds of it. And the Yokozuna is also not very long this way, and it's not very wide, but it is tall. So if you have this like on the back middle, then you should be able to fit like all of your modules like in between the cabin and me. And then you could basically just have the Yokozuna basically be like the back door of the bus, if that makes sense, like the back center.
Okay.
So it'd be like, I don't know, I guess it depends how many modules you have, but it would be like there-ish, I guess, but obviously rotated the other way. And obviously however much armor and modules and whatnot you can fit between it and me. So as far as size, the best way to probably do this is going to be in reverse. Now you already have a fused flywheel, right?
Probably. Let me double check that. Yes, I do.
Sweet. Okay, so that makes your side of things a lot easier. So you have... Oh, that's all of your energy, isn't it? 2 Yaogwei, 10, and then the flywheel is 11. Yeah, so I guess the question is, what... If you were to bring a generator, what other items would you be able to bring? Or would you want to bring?
It's a good question. I couldn't tell you what would be best, but like, I don't got much. I got the Genesis. I think I got this for this build and we didn't use it.
Well, I mean, I'm using it on mine, and you definitely can't use it, so...
Yeah, I got that one.
Oh, you got the Enlightenment too. Well, the Genesis doesn't take energy, but you do have the Enlightenment, which is useful. You do have the Skinner, which is useful. You have the Jaboko, although you'd need to use a Apollo to use that, so that's not going to happen. You have engines, which probably aren't going to help, but might. And then you have a cloak. Okay, so... Yeah, I guess the bigger question is if you want to use a generator at all or not. But yeah, the Genesis is free. So what you could probably do is make a module block, kind of like mine, but sideways. So I don't know if you want fuel or not. You don't have a hot red engine, right?
I do not believe so.
I seem to recall they're pretty cheap, but that might have
don't
changed.
Have
and I don't know how much
hot red. 390. I have 400 on a paint that I can take down.
Yeah, no, hot reds are kind of going for a bit right now, unfortunately, which probably has something to do with reload weapons being invalidated, and so people like me swapping from the Colossus to the hot red. You can probably just run a Colossus, honestly. That would... No, that wouldn't help. You just have these three engines, right? The Geagle, the Cheetah, and the Colossus?
Yes.
So, for the sake of using modules, I guess. So you remember, this is not the direction I originally expected that this build was going to take, but you remember how my this guy kind of like completely cheeses the whole like recharging abilities thing because of how fast it can go since its wheels are suspended above ground?
I think so.
Okay, so if you watch the so I'm in air, I'm not actually going anywhere, but you can see the Cheetah engine like keeps filling up and relatively quickly because I'm going at the max speed of 120 kph, right? So if I have my my Blight and I use it, then of course it runs out. I can cloak, and because of how fast this thing fucking recharges, by the time my cloak runs out, I'm able to use the Blight Fire again. So
Oh, okay.
basically, being suspended above ground is OP if you use the cheetah and have a wheel that just spins really fast, you know?
Okay.
Yeah, Juniors, that sounds like something you gotta edit in. I believe the devs were talking about, like, having... Or no, sorry, this might actually be another game entirely. I believe you could probably just use ramps, and then... Or, sorry, in some games that have stairs, they'll use ramps as collision and then use the steps as meshes, so that it's like a angled surface for like walking up and whatnot, but it actually can, you know, hold parts on its, or hold things on its flat part, etc., and looks like stairs. You would probably do that. If you explicitly want stairs, then you'd probably have to model it, although it's pretty easy to my knowledge. I think it's literally a default shape. At least in my, is it a default shape in Maya? Regan, do you remember? I want to say stairs are, right?
No, I don't think they are.
No? Okay. Well,
I don't think so. I think it's just cubes.
Yeah, in any case, it's just a bunch of rectangles slapped on top of each other, right? So, would probably be pretty easy to actually do if you have access to modeling software and are, like, anywhere near familiar with it. The biggest thing would be, like, combining the interior faces to reduce the poly count. Or rather, I guess just extruding it so that automatically isn't a concern. Yeah, or just use ramps, like me and I think everybody else I've seen has done so far, because at least. But yeah, so we're using this is kind of OP, because basically, I'm not gonna say infinite cloak, but basically very long cloak uptime, as short as like possible without upgrading the cloak for reduced reload time, right? Ramps for now. I can certainly appreciate the easy way out, Juniors. Yeah, so what I'm thinking is, according to this, you have the Ampere, which will give you 2 energy. And then you could run the Genesis, because it doesn't cost energy. Then you could run the Chameleon, as well as the quote-unquote weapon Enlightenment, because that would prevent people from cloaking and basically being able to ignore our drones. And then cloaking would obviously just also like help you stay alive. The reason I mentioned mass is because, actually the other one is a good example again. Because if you want to prevent yourself from going over, if you want to spin a wheel to charge something up, you want to be able to keep yourself from going over tonnage, because if you go over tonnage, then you get the acceleration penalty. If you don't want to rev stuff up, then you can go as over tonnage as you want. It doesn't matter one bit. So it kind of depends which route you're wanting to go. If you're interested in slapping on a generator and then like having hella short cooldowns, or if you want to not slap on a generator, or if you want to slap on a generator and then not have short cooldowns.
I think power score would probably, play into that. Like, what are you at currently?
Well, I'm at 9,000, but keep in mind that you aren't going to have any wheels.
Yeah.
So that's like easily 1,000 right there. 1,500 actually ish. You're going to be running a higher tier cap. Yeah, I guess the thing is you can sort of just make the engine block, and then we can make adaptations as needed. All right, you raise a very good point. Okay, so if I do this, what do you have currently? Are you just like slapping everything directly on the fucking cabin? Excellent.
Wanted to make sure I had it all,
Yeah. So is that with like 11 energy right now?
13.
Or sorry, okay, yeah, sorry. Is that maxed out?
Yep.
Okay. So what do you have as your last thing?
It's a good question. I have a Ampere, flywheel. Probably the Chameleon.
No, it's the Chameleon. Okay, so if you do want to have a rev build, you're going to want to use the the cheetah engine, because otherwise revving doesn't actually speed up those. If you want to just have the chameleon and the enlightenment without the like speed buff, by all means. But just a note in any case that if you do want to have it, you need to have the cheetah. Like that's literally how the build works, is by having the cheetah.
Gotta
Think you're covering a shit ton of distance when you're, you know,
go fast.
Okay. Yeah, so I guess depending on how much that power score goes up from you adding armor might be a non-issue. Okay. So for the sake of this build, what you'd probably want to approach it is... I don't recall, do you know how tight of like the inside of a build we can get from each other? Because I seem to recall it just gets really angry really fast.
I believe it has to be like one block on each side.
So me having the coupler on the inside might not actually be good, but that is better for me then because I can just shove it over here where it's attached to my cabin instead. Okay. Wait, no, you have that other build still, right?
I have the first one, yellow
Plus
long one,
right?
Yeah.
Did that had armor on it?
Yes, that one was
Okay,
all good to go.
Oh, but it's thin because your step spider was the right width. This one isn't, is it?
Yep.
And you deleted that one.
Yep.
Rough. Okay. So what I'd probably suggest is actually take your bus build, make it, I think, what is it, 6'4" wider? So just like spread the armor out. And then... Yeah, I guess we'll go from there. Because that way you already have the armor on, so it'll be a little bit easier to try and get our pieces mishmashed together.
Okay, so... I'm gonna save that. No, I'm not.
You're gonna save your Yokozuna with a bunch of shit attached onto it?
I was going to, but I need that space for the other, so...
Oh, also, just as an aside, because the Colossus doesn't boost reload speed anymore, you probably don't need it, you definitely don't need it for this build, and you probably don't need it at all. So, if you wanted to sell it, that's like a cool 1200.
Ooh.
I'm just an engine aficionado, a hardware connoisseur in general, so I always try and keep some of those parts on me, but you know, you do you.
Like, it'd be cool if maybe one day they buffed it.
Yeah, well, it's so like I said, with the whole like plus mass thing, it kind of makes sense to have like an engine on, but realistically, you'd probably just want to run the sorry, let me back up. So like I said, for builds that don't do the speed cheat thing, like this one, my backpack build, it makes sense to have an engine, because you aren't going to have any wheels, and you need to make sure that you don't go over max. You can go over tonnage, but you don't want to go over max, because then your build is unplayable. It literally can't, you know...
Load in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. So having the hot red is useful for that. The Colossus is going to double that, but in the case of most of our combination builds, the Colossus is a new perk, is plus movement durability. And you aren't really going to have movement parts. Nor is the Geagle going to be terribly useful because it has, you know, track saugers and rolling base movement, and those all are much slower than your cabin speed can go. So, yeah.
Yikes.
Well, I guess actually you do have the Omnis from last Battle Pass, right? The fused ones.
Yep.
You could theoretically
I
slap
don't know how
those
much.
on.
Okay. I don't know how many that got from them, but I do have them.
Yeah, well, because I was talking about the, so if you have it speed up, you need your build to not be over tonnage either, right? So you could slap on the Omnis plus the, actually, no, you just do Omnis plus Cheetah. Never mind. I just contradicted myself, lol. You could launch yourself like the Bat Bike out of the Batmobile by having Omnis and a Geagle on your Yokozuna, and then you could, like, hop off and drive around at a neato 100 kph, well, 94 kph, but...
Speed. Sorry, quick question for you.
Yes.
For the bus build update that I'm working on currently, should I switch over to the other cabin now, or?
Well, you're not going to have room for the other cabin right now because your build is not very wide. But if you want to slap down a frame somewhere else in that garage and just slap the cabin down so it stops being screamy at you, feel free. Because I know you can't add on like energy costing stuff if you don't have a cabin.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what the plan was, so I can leave it as is for now. Am I just tossing stuff on, like extending it onto one side then?
So I think the best bet, as you pointed out, there's power score concerns. So I think our best route is going to be you basically turning this into this, like the outside shell, and then putting in the module, or putting on the cabin, putting in the modules, and then us connecting, making sure it works, and then at that point comparing the power score.
Okay.
If that all makes sense.
I'm gonna go with a sure.
Yeah. So for instance, I probably wouldn't worry about the like the ampere right now, but you can definitely have the Yokozuna and the Yaguai and whatnot on it.
Okay.
Yeah, so you wouldn't have the Colossus engine then. You could slap on a hardcore if you have that still, because that's 0 energy and gives plus mass. It would just be the 2 Yaguai and the flywheel. And then like I said, if we need more power score, then obviously you can slap stuff on at that point. We can figure out if you're going to be spinning or not. But in any case, so the cool thing about the Yokozuna is it already has a crazy high mass limit, which means that you're very, 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 very unlikely to overload it if you have a non-mobile build. And it already has a shit ton of tonnage, which means it should be easier to make it a speedy build if you do run the speed cheese. And to benefit me, because the Bastion was, like I said, too long and it would only block damage directly behind, and the Step Spider wouldn't be relevant at all. The Yokozuna's perk is, like I said, you can speed up, and then if you target an ally, it will also speed them up, and since you're connected to me, you speeding me up is you speeding you up. So
all comes together.
Yeah, the annoying thing is you have to actually target it. So I don't know if you... Actually, I know you haven't used the Yokozuna before. So you have to launch it, and then you have to look at somebody where the blue like outline shows up, and then you have to hold the cabin button again. So, if that makes sense. It'll make sense once we start actually doing stuff with it, obviously. So. Cool. I'm gonna go pee. But yeah, here's the rough shape for the stuff. So I think if you already have all the side panels and the roof, it's just literally making them 4 wider and then slapping these digger hulls in between.
Sorry. So mine before you go. So I am switching over to the Yokozuna. I'm just making it wider as well.
So
like
widen the armor, and then put on the Yokozuna. And then put in all the modules, and then we're going to try connecting once we line up the couplers and whatnot.
Okay.
But you're going to have to widen the
hopefully
armor
I got it.
so that it, fits.
Fits. Yeah. Okay.
So, cool. I'm just going to leave it like this, and I'll be right back.
Sounds good.
Have you achieved Master Builder rank yet?
It's like one word for it. I don't know if I'd call it that.
Well, is it bus-ish?
Yes.
Looks like it. I don't, unless it's just the angle, I don't think you have that wide enough. Is that 10 wide between the side panels?
It's a good question. I'm gonna say probably not, but let me.
So what's the verdict?
Working on it.
Working on figuring it out?
Yeah, I thought I'd be make it easy and place some blocks, and then they weren't getting placed.
Yeah, the miniband sideboards should fit for instance, because they're
Yep, it is 10.
Okay, cool. On the that's the top, yo. Needs to be 10 on the inside.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, you gotta kick them out another 1 pip each.
Yikes. Does it matter how far back I am? Or not right
I don't know
now?
what you mean by back.
Currently everything's like, I'm going on sideways, right?
No.
Okay. That's good, because I didn't build it for that.
Yeah,
So from the cabin, my build goes backwards.
right.
Is that a issue at all?
No, it's fine. Like I said, I'd literally just recommend putting your cabin off to the side for now, just so that you don't have to worry about like building until we get the connection thing figured out.
Okay.
Because like right now, it looks like you're trying to do. This is gonna be a horrible example. But it looks like you're trying to do something like this and fit the cabin in. Right, but backwards. And I'm just suggesting like literally leave the cabin way over here and just get this shell and all your modules figured out first.
Okay.
Because you can always just like move stuff aside, or as I'd probably recommend, just honestly slap your cabin at the end and then not worry about that bit.
Okay.
Because if you try and fit it underneath, you're going to push stuff into weird places, and that might hurt your ability to correct that in the future.
Okay, I'll just leave it out, I guess, as you're saying.
Yeah.
Like, as is now? Like, if that works?
Is it updated? Is this because you might have to exit the garage again if you're not.
Looks right, yeah.
Okay. It looks like you're clipping stuff here, so like I said, again, that might be problematic because you aren't going to be able to put these roof parts on.
Yeah, I was gonna leave the roofs off for now.
Okay. I mean, you know, it's your build. You just might find it difficult to put parts on in the future if you're building around your cabin, and then suddenly your cabin has to move.
So are you saying just start the, like, walls on the back side of the cabin then?
I was basically saying make Guess to be fair, I could have just literally yeet this up at you so you could use it as a reference. Alright, so base. I was saying basically just make this, but however you actually want to have your stuff on the inside. So if you want to have it in the center and then armor layers on the outside, or if you want to have it sideways or whatever, just doing this, and just so that your cabin isn't in the way, like literally just eating it over here in the meantime, so it's a non-factor. Whether or not you actually want to do that, I just find that that's easier in my eyes, that if I'm trying to build without the cabin right now, then I would just remove the cabin from the build. But again, you can't actually remove it because then everything gets angry about costing energy when you don't have a cabin. So. Just since I have the stream open anyway too, I'll show you what I was talking about with the freight train plow.
Okay.
So that looks really, really good. But unfortunately, it meant that the frames were exposed, and so were the like pieces it's connected to underneath. So
not so good.
Yeah, and then if I move it down, it still looks okay, but then again, you can rather easily shoot off these pieces, and then again it falls off. So I just figured, why not take the risk and just use the regular plows. So
okay.
Also a reminder, since I definitely also forgot about it, you are going to need to make sure that your side panels, these guys, are the bottom of your build, I think. Or, I don't know, do you recall, can you rest on top of my frames?
I don't know. It's been a while.
Okay. Because I know on the Bastion build you had it hover a little bit, so you had the sides one above. So it might be okay to have you resting on me. I don't know. I guess we probably should have checked with just connecting first before doing it. But
I am just reattaching my foot, and then I think it's sort of what you were saying. I hope.
Okay. Guess we can find it. Well, so you're going to want your connection pip on your back left, one away from the back left wall, and then pin down and one away from whatever the bottom of your build is.
My back left.
Yeah, so you're gonna want it like that-ish. But of course it's gonna have to actually be like deep enough, so we'll have to see how well. Guess it depends. Where is your pin?
I didn't know where it was going, so I tossed it on the side of my build. Can just send you what my current back looks, or like the inside of my build is, but.
Well, let's see. If you can just make it like a super, like, rough basic thing, but basically as long as so you have your sidewalls, right? And I'm
Yep.
pretty sure those could connect flush with mine. So as long as you have,
Didn't that cause issues if they were like walls on walls? I think that caused problems.
I don't know. It's gonna be. I thought it was fine, but I guess we're gonna have to find out again. But presuming it's okay to be walls on walls, then you're gonna want to have your so on the back left of your build again. So if this is if this is your build and this is your walls, you're gonna want to have your wall. You're gonna want to have the like just a piece connecting to the wall, and then you're gonna want to have your coupler attached to that, where it's sticking out to behind your wall, if that makes sense.
Okay. Yes.
So sort of like that. It's kind of hard to demo stuff on this build because I'm already at the part limit.
If you could turn to the side for a second.
This is the back. Do you want the side?
So I can see the coupler from a side view. I think I've got it. Yeah, thank you. Okay, I hope this is good.
I also hope that it's good.
Oh, yeah, you can check my profile, but it's too extended, or it's extended too out from the wall, so.
Yeah, so there's like a structural piece that's sticking out too, and then it's connected to the end of that?
Yep.
Like that?
Yeah,
Oh,
I
sorry,
have
actually
a,
it would have to be one over. So it needs to be like that.
yeah, so it's overhanging to the, right?
Yeah, so it's 1 pip to the right of the wall, or I guess 2 if you count the wall, but 1 pip away from touching the wall, and then 1 pip off the ground, and then pinned down, and then 2 pips out from the wall.
I want to say this looks good. I think we should just give her a go and hope for the best.
Alright, sounds good. Is your foot tall enough? Do you recall how tall it needs to be? Because your bus one was... your bus was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 off the ground. Or sorry, from the bottom of your build. So that's probably how high you're going to want to make yours.
Oh, it's the same foot as the last time, so if that one works, should be fine.
Sweet. Okay, I will get a custom lobby going. You're on the wrong side, see? and then you're good to go.
I sure hope so. Guess we'll find out.
Oh, also, Ginger, if you're still watching, you could probably find stair meshes like really super easy on like any meshing website. You just need to have Unity compatible files, whatever those are. That looks correct. Other than being way too tall. Uh-oh.
Cool. I was thinking that as well.
That is because you put it at the bottom of your cabin, not the bottom of your build. Yo.
Alrighty.
So depending on how lucky we get.
The base is under attack.
Oh, my coupler is gone. Okay, so I guess I don't have my coupler. So if you want to move your foot 2 up, and then I will reattach my coupler. Or sorry, yeah, make your foot 2 shorter, basically, if you want to have it stuck to the bottom of the cabin.
Okay.
And then I will make sure I have a coupler.
Could be handy.
Well, that's it too. Obviously, if this doesn't work, then I can just like move my connector to my cabin, which will be a lot easier. But I reckon the deeper you can like put stuff on my build, the more armor and whatnot you can slap on your build without extending it.
Yeah. So I'm dropping mine by 2, correct?
Yep. So you had that vertical metal box part. You can just get rid of that. And tighten
Yeah,
it
that's
up
what I was thinking, but I wanted to double check.
We are indeed making a fusion build, Gingers. Well, planning one. We'll see how it goes. We've had
Alrighty, should be good to go.
differing amount of success in the past.
It's time to bathe my freaking car in blood.
You're very slidey.
That's what the Skinner will be for. I think I'm too short. Looks like hitting your frames.
Yeah. Which is interesting, because the couplers should be the right height.
I can raise my foot up 1 and then drop the coupler by 1.
And then drop the what by one?
That was
Coupler?
fast.
If you just make the foot 1 taller, then you can probably like just get rid of the foot when we get close to connect, and then hopefully it'll be the right height.
Okay.
I think that'll be workable.
cool. Good deal.
Together, guys. Today is our day for sure.
Is it
Bad guys knocking on our doors. Let's flush them out.
Oh, we're coupled. Wait, no, we're not. What? No. Okay. Oh, wait. Is this the wrong one? Forgot the coupler logo like lit up in orange when it was connected. I'm like, aha, the coupler logo isn't connected. No, it is. Okay.
Surprise, you got sparks.
Yeah. Not sure why though. Do you want to? I'm just gonna get you stuck against a wall and see. Okay. Do you want to try dropping your foot?
That's not that, over here.
Interesting.
I want to say it's souls. I don't know for sure though.
I think that
Base is under attack.
it's the. What is this? I feel like it should work.
It's usually how it starts, yeah.
Do you want to try just dropping your coupler down 1 pip?
Okay.
And obviously just do the test range thing again so it doesn't be like, ah, no changes detected.
Yeah. Have to get out of those loading menus first.
Probably help, yeah.
Should be all good. I want to say I saw some people asking about the Xbox, like the upgraded version of it on the Reddit earlier, and they were saying load to super good. So, so much to look forward to.
Yeah.
It's time to bathe my freaking car in blood. That was fast. Saddle up, boys.
couple build.
Can you do me a favor and replace that 4x2 wall at the very, like, that the coupler is attached to by just like a 2x2? Because I think that's colliding with the roof right now.
Okay. Yeah.
I guess, yeah, no, that's got to be the problem. Wait. 1, 2. I think that's the problem. I might be wrong.
Cool. Be good to go.
I've had enough sitting around. Let's roll.
Nice.
Sweet.
Your right side is not pushed out as far as it needs to be by the back wall.
See that? Okay.
So if you want to push that out one and then add the roof, and then we'll see if everything connects nice again, and then if it does, you can basically use like all the space behind your coupler and underneath your roof to fill out with armor. So I'd probably put like all the important explodey modules in the middle, and then just like literally layer a fuck ton of like the container parts on either side. 'Cause
Okay.
right now
Would it
you
be
have one
fine?
very explosive corner.
Just don't hit there, it's fine. Am I fine to also move the cabin in so it's sticking out?
If you... Where is your cabin right now anyway? It is hanging off the back. I feel like... I know this is going to suck. I feel like you almost need to move your cabin one up. Which you can't actually move the cabin, so you'd have to move everything else one pip down.
That was fast.
It can be arranged. Yeah, like I'm reworking that one side already, right? So not too much of a hassle. That on the other as well.
Yeah. Well, in any case, yeah, because you can push it in more. Let's see. Like, you can push it in as much as you want. Like, theoretically, you could push it all the way in right now because there's space for it. The concern is the more you push it in, the less armor you can fit in, you know, in between us because you have a cabin in the way. So,
Yeah. Okay.
you know, feel free to fill that space however you see fit.
Already.
We can have the walls touching at least, so that's cool. What's not cool is if we get hit like once in this right side here. Yeah, like that happens. So we might have
Hey,
to.
the explodey corner stayed intact.
Yeah, to be fair, he was targeting the opposite side of the build, i.e. me. Yeah, so we might have to center the coupler, which would require me to put on the cabin anyway, which would mean that all that we've just done is irrelevant, but
Yikes.
cross that bridge when we get there. Or maybe we should... maybe we should probably just do that. It leaves you less space again, unfortunately, though.
Am I dropping my wall height as well?
Yeah, I think so. Because right now you have your cabin flush with the top of your wall, right?
Yes.
But you also are going to have the roof and then the drones. So you kind of need to have your cabin higher just so the drones are protected from the front like this.
Okay.
Because these things are fucking enormous and only have 173 durability, so they are just asking to get shot off.
Yeah. Just can't have it too easy.
I guess in theory you could actually move all of your stuff to vertical, and then that would let you put down frames underneath your stuff on top of my frames, but that seems sort of unnecessary because like my frames should protect mine. But obviously you should probably have frames underneath yours where I don't have my frames. Oh shit, how high is that going to be? Let's see. Good question. Now you should be good. If you move it up one pip, it looks like so right now you have it flush with the top of the wall. If you move it up one, like this, then your cabin will be flush with the roof of the build, and then that way any additional I'm just gonna place this here. So if you move it up, then it's flush with the roof, and then for instance any additional frames here that I don't have, you can just, you know, like slap on underneath and have your frames down here as well, protecting the underside of your build. Or you could even just use like straight up armor pieces instead of frames if you wanted.
I'm gonna get the walls lowered and roof on, and then I can look at first, and then I look at
Yeah, no, I'm
getting the
not
frame
suggesting worrying about the frames right now. I'm just saying like we should keep the frames in mind for like when it's eventually added. So thus even more reason to raise the height. And then let me know when you have that figured out, and we can get the whole coupler stuff figured out.
Yeah. So I just want to make sure I got this correct. I can hop to get a chance.
Hop to what?
My profile.
So you're very busy collecting 0 rewards from my Leviathan.
Oh, I see. No.
Okay.
It's very important. Oh wait, yeah. So sorry, when dropping them, I just want to make sure the side, that's the sort of correct length, right? Or height?
The what?
For raising up the cabin, dropping the walls.
Sorry, what's your question?
I wanted to make sure I had the right height on.
Yeah, so if you put so all of these need to go down 1 pip, so that when you slap the roof on, this guy, it's the same height as the Yokozuna's top. So,
okay.
Like this, because right now you have it 1 lower where it matches with the van windows, right?
Yeah, it's currently like the cabin's has 1 pip of space above it, the walls.
1 pip above the walls?
Yes.
That should be correct then. Is that adjustments you just did, or is that what you've had this entire time?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
that I just made.
Then that'd be correct. Yeah. If you're asking me to like see it from the profile view, it's kind of hard to tell.
That's fair.
From this thing. It also doesn't look like this is the updated photo, because this looks like it's flush with the top of the wall. But I could...
I just backed out.
And then you move the other wall out?
Yep.
Okay.
So it's just the roofs now, and that's the digger sides I want.
Yeah,
I'm gonna totally rotate them the wrong way.
Yeah, so the outside is the small digger side, and they have the like steep ramp with the like slow ramp and the metal bar, which looks disgusting on the inside.
Mm-hmm.
And then the digger hull with the metal stripe facing down. Because that's basically, this is sort of like the orientation I can find that basically protects the Yokozunas, or sorry, the Yagwei as much as possible without interfering with their firing. So.
Sweet. Okay.
Because they're dumb and don't aim down. Because they have the same fucking problem as the Yongwang. Actually, I wonder if they literally are the same height. One sec. I don't have a fucking image to test this, do I? I say 1 sec. You're fine to do your own thing. I'm just fucking around here.
It's good. I was very, very busy. Stuff put it. Yeah, no.
Yeah, they literally both have the exact same problem. The bottom of the gun depression is halfway up their mesh. So it's just that the Yongwang is, or the Yagwei is taller. So if I settle it down 1 pip. Oh, what? Oh, it's 2 pips, that makes sense. Voila! Them and their very dumb not aiming downness. Very important science, have you know.
Agree.
That's weird. It got rid of my history, my revert undo history again. Annoying. I don't even know what triggers it. Just decides sometimes.
You know. Weren't needing that or anything.
I mean, like, I'm not, so it's fine, but it's annoying.
Okay. Definitely not stable. Like, I'll have to clean things up outside the sake of testing.
You have the ugly bars showing for the small digger side, by the way. You have the yucky part.
Yeah, I did say that
Those
they're
metal
going to be
bars.
rotated the wrong.
Do those metal bars spark joy? I think not.
I thought they were fine, but
No.
Added definition character.
Yucky. Skinner has enough things to grab onto. I don't need to give it a metal bar to yoink.
Maybe that Skinner wants to, like, I don't know.
I mean, they can want to. That doesn't mean we want them. I have no reason to oblige.
Alrighty. Well, this is built-ish.
Alright. So for the coupler...
Oh, I forgot about that, yep.
No, it's fine. I said don't worry about it until you get to it soon. Where was it? Beforehand it was there-ish. So instead of being too extended from the thing, it is going to be sunk. 1, 2. You're gonna want yours flush with the 1 pip. The coupler sticking out 1 pip of the wall.
Okay.
And then you're also going to want to have it in the center, but same height.
Okay. Should be fine.
So if you move it 3 pips to the right, and then 3 pips forward. Or sorry, 3 pips. Yeah, 3 pips towards your front.
So at a side view, I can see the red handles.
Yeah, and the
Sticking
pin,
out.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. YOLO, I guess we'll see how this goes.
Alright. Yeah, because once we get like sort of the frame, the outside of your build done, then you can just do whatever for armor on the inside, and don't have to worry about colliding with other stuff.
Yeah, it's a bit of a mess in there right now, so...
Should be fine. It looks like that is not centered.
Okay. Oh, yeah, you're right.
Interested to see if it'll let us connect it. Uh-oh. Why is it not, working anymore?
Like, I...
Oh, you didn't change the height of the pip, or you didn't change the height of the foot, but you raised everything.
Guy's knocking on our
Or lowered
doors.
everything, right?
Let's flush him out.
It's looking like that, yeah?
Also, your walls are not in line with the roof. You do.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's fine. For now.
Well, kind of, because you're gonna have to push your coupler in one more as well, because your walls need to
Okay.
move back.
Not fine, got it. Updates. Iteration.
Yeah, so coupler 1 pip in, 1 pip to the right, walls 1 pip in, roof stay where it is, and then 1 pip of height on the foot.
Think I got all that.
Well, just do them one at a time and I can give you the list again whenever you're done each step.
Okay.
It is so frustrating how nice the basic bitch version of the flywheel fits, and how poorly the actual good version of it does not fit.
Yikes. I don't think I recall how they fit.
So what we had before was the Colossus, which is 6x3x4, and you can fit the gas tank and then the gas barrel and the Genesis all in like a nice 6x4x2 box, and then you slap the Colossus on top and you've got a 6x5x4. And if you replace the Colossus with the hot red, then you have a 2x3x4 spot left, and that is literally the size of the Discharger, which is the lower level reload booster.
Okay.
Right? So this fits, again, perfectly in the 6x4x3 spot. Sorry, 6x5x4. But the advanced version, the flywheel, is a 4x4x2, so it doesn't actually fit there at all.
Nice.
So do I want it to fit nice, or do I want 10% reload boost? And so far, every time I've asked myself that question, the answer's been, of course I want to have the better reload boost. But depending on how much this wears into my sanity over the course of this build, that answer might change.
Guess we'll find out. Woo! In any case, I think I got those updates done, so should be good to give it another test.
You didn't ask, so you sure you got them all?
I moved the... Oh, my coupler is actually right now. So once I sort that out,
Okay. It was
I think it should be good.
move the walls forward, move the walls forward so they were in line with the roof. Move the coupler forward one, move the coupler to the right one, and then up the foot height by one.
Yep.
Okay. So you ready?
No.
Okay.
My inside of my build, and I deleted something. Gotta reattach it.
Rough. No, we're getting there.
Soon. Alrighty, dive. Yeah, I'm good.
Quoting Atlantis there or something?
I'm gonna go with a solid maybe. Could have very well said it.
So what power score are you at now? Like 7,000?
I have no idea.
Alright.
Once I get out of this loading screen. Looks
Getting
like...
pretty close. Sweet.
Yeah.
No, but you do still have the generator equipped, so...
You are? Okay.
You did. Yeah, no, I see it there. So you definitely still do. Alright, let's see if it plays nice. Alright, and if you drop?
Oh, not that one.
Oh. Well, that's not good. Rough. Okay, let's try this again. Because that's how we did it to connect, right? We had the... Or no, we were just the same height and it worked the first time, didn't it?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. Do you want to drop your foot height by one?
No, I can't drop it by one, because then I'll hit your...
Yeah, but
I'd have to raise up the walls
worked.
again. I'd have to drop it and then raise the walls again, though. Yes, I can do.
No, you shouldn't have to raise the walls.
I can take off the foot, but last time I was hitting your frames.
Yeah, but the time before you weren't, right?
That's because I had my walls still above one. I hadn't raised them yet. I recall correctly.
Okay.
I'm good to do like drop, like, it's easy enough to adjust the leg, so I can just drop it by one and we can see. But
Well, you don't
I'm
even need to
pretty
drop
sure.
it. You just need to destroy one part and then flip the other one sideways. But yeah.
Yeah.
Or no, I'm dumb. Never mind. No, you're doing great. Keep it up.
Okay, good talk.
I'm not good at counting. You might find it easier if you replace the foot with like one like large 8x4 panel, like a container wall, though, that touches the ground rather than like 3 2x4s.
Probably. Makes
Anyway.
sense in any case.
Just let me know when you're ready. That's pretty
So I'm just adjusting the foot, right?
I mean, if you feel confident that like this is the way we have to do it, then I'm willing to give it another go. But it did not seem to want to work.
I'm good to test it out. So, new and improved foot is.
Oh,
What?
sorry. Do you want me to not start?
I think it's saved. I went
Okay.
into the.
You said you were good to start, and I'm like you said you were good to test. I'm like, all right, launch, and then you're like the new and improved foot. I'm like,
I think it should make it. I guess we'll find out.
yeah, your power score changed, so.
Sweet. Speed run the loading screen.
City freaks out.
Okay, yes, I am the dumb. I see. So if you raise your foot, which you should be able to do by just undoing all those changes, and then drop your coupler one, then it should be good.
Alrighty.
Which I think makes sense, because when you raise the walls, the bottom of your build changed height, so your coupler should have also gone up one. Right? Yeah. Maths.
Yeah, yeah. I do think I'm gonna quickly go put a order into for some food though.
Telling me your meal
Well,
prep has failed you?
I haven't done meal prep because I stopped eating it and had to waste a bunch of food. And well, if I ate
You
it,
stopped
what's the point
eating?
in-
You're
eating
very
the meal
quiet.
prep.
Wait, why would you
Stopped
stop eating
eating.
the meal prep?
Just wasn't feeling it.
Rough. Your chicken salads are disappointing, Regan.
Yeah, they were. Which was a shame because they were good. But,
Obviously not good enough.
yeah.
Alright, well if you're gonna go do, is that something I have time to go do some matches then? Or?
Yeah, like they usually take like 20 minutes, so, I'm good to place the order now, and then when I go up in like 10.
Okay,
To go
so
pick
do you
it up
need to
so we can-
leave to go place the order or no?
No, I'm gonna phone them right now.
Okay.
So, I'm gonna do that, and then I'm good for like 10 to 15 minutes, depending on how long they say it's gonna take.
Gotcha.
so I'm